I feel like the underdog. I feel like the underdog, and I just feel like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with my pen. Stop playing with me.
You feel like people playing with you?
Sometimes. Stop playing with me.
Cause that's the real, that's some real rapper shit, right?
For real.
Well, no, some real rapper shit where rappers think somebody's playing with them. And everybody's like, nobody's playing with you. What are you even talking about? But they've created in their mind.
You playing with me for real. Like, don't ever forget it. Like, don't ever forget it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite artists. And, some people said I was tripping when I said it's one of the most talented humans we have seen in a long time in hip hop. Doechii has sat out on the couch.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. Hello.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
Of yourself. I would be too.
Oh, no, of you.
Oh, okay.
Please.
I appreciate you. So, boom.
Yeah.
Let's get it popping. The album Alligator Bites Never Heal.
Uh-huh.
I want to start there. Oh, so through this conversation, I'm going to think I know what something meant.
Okay.
And then you tell me
what it meant.
Right or wrong.
Okay.
Alligator Bites Never Heal is a very cool poetic way of saying, like, I'm from the South, from the swamp, I'm from all of this, and the damage done to me in this environment and where I come from is a part of who I am forever. Too deep.
I think it's not necessarily about like where I come from, the damage of where I come from. I think it's a general statement of certain patterns happen in your life, certain hardships happen. You have lows, very low lows, and then you have really high highs. And I think that in those lows, when you get wounded, it'll happen again. At some point in your life, you'll get hurt again. I think that's what that's ultimately about. I'm still kind of processing the title myself and figuring out what it means to me as well.
Really?
But
so how'd you decide?
It always resonated with me. I've had that title in my head on my heart really for a long time, for years, since I think 2021 or something like that. And I'm still unpacking what it really means to me. But I know that there's like this sadness to it, kind of like this thing always happens. There will always be a situation that will puncture you or wound you or hurt you. But at the end of the day, in a way, ironically, you will heal. And scars will always be there to remind you what happened. But it's kind of like a victory thing as well.
There's so much greatness in the album.
Thank you.
I want to start with boom-bap.
Okay.
Because when I heard boom bap, I was like, I knew it was complicated for her, and I knew she was a dope MC, and I knew they pushed her to make some R&B records to go up on the chart, and I knew she probably was like, cool, I'll do it, but that ain't really nothing to me. Boom bap hit me like, yeah, rappity rap, I could rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all want raps, fine, fuck it, here goes some raps. Is that the sentiment of boom bap?
I was really frustrated when I made that. I was really frustrated. And interestingly enough, I was kind of on this like rebellious trip, and I took a trip to Miami because I was like, I'm just going to go to Miami and I'm going to make the album and I'm going to do it. And I'm just not even going to think about what anybody else wants or anything like that. And I think you're right, it was around What It Is when I dropped that, which is like an R&B record, and it's like blowing up. And so I just felt like there were so many voices of like, we really love when you rap. We really love when you sing. And half my fan base is like into the pop stuff. Half my fan base is into the really rap stuff. And it just started to confuse me. And I just got frustrated. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a song about my frustration and just say, I can do anything. I just need to know what the hell I want to do.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go.
And that's where boom bap was kind of birthed from.
We're gonna play as much music as you want to play today, and then we're gonna ask you, because you also have some crazy titles on here that may or may not have anything to do with what the song's about. Some of it's just rapping for rapping, some of it's rapping and punchlining it up, and in there you have little kernels of who you are and the questions you're asking about the world around. It's so much great shit. But I would say the first 8 songs, maybe even 9. 10. It's very like hip hop.
Yes.
Like it's very like, no, I fuck with this hip hop shit. The beats I'm selecting.
Yeah.
Talk about the influence of hip hop and the type of hip hop, right? Because hip hop is very vast now.
It is.
And truth be told, it always has been. Like I came up young. I'm in '88. I'm 13 years old, and rappers were rhyming over house records. Like that's not unheard of, or electronic rap. Like all of that has been a part of hip hop, but people try to make hip hop a singular thing.
Yes.
Right? And that kind of happened in the 90s, right? Where it was like that, this singular kind of hip R&B influenced or street influence was all hip hop is, when the truth be told, in the late 80s, there was tons of artists rhyming over all different types of shit. Queen Latifah, Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called, all of that. But talk about hip hop for you and why you decided to make these records like
okay, I have to kind of give like a little backstory and information. When people are listening to this project, they're really witnessing me reconnect with my roots of myself in an introspective way, but also like my roots of hip hop. I learned how to rap through boom-bap beats, through classic beats. My first rap song that I ever made was a diss track. So I was dissing this guy who like fucked over my friend.
You gonna put it out one day?
But it's out. Actually, yeah.
What is it?
I don't want to.
We don't want to give him no light. All right, cool.
But my roots in rap are from boom bap, and I taught myself how to rap through like battle style rapping. And with me kind of coming back to myself, I'm recently completely sober, no nicotine, no alcohol, no smoking, no nothing. And so I just kind of fell in love with hip hop. And I realized that there is a sense of tradition in hip hop that I really want to represent and bring back.
Trying to make me more of a fan, son. Yo, y'all see what she doing?
No, but for real though, I feel like there is importance in tradition. I feel like it is important for us to uphold the heart of hip hop, which is lyrical composition, it is skill, it is wittiness, but it is also talking about our feelings, being honest about what we're going through and connecting us as people.
There you go.
And I feel like, especially in the time of an economic recession, people need to feel things right now, and we need to talk about it, and we need to do it through rap, which is why I chose the sonical direction that I chose. Was like, I want to take us back to this classic space in hip hop and just remind people of the traditional roots of where this started and do it in my way and push it forward.
I mean, the interview's over. That's it. It's done. We're done here. Thanks for coming out.
We got to
rap.
This is
amazing artist, Doechii. She makes great rap. And as the interview's over, I don't have to say anything. You know what I'm saying? Let's play Denial is a River.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Why you say, oh, God?
It's a vulnerable one.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's really silly and like people think it's funny, but it's actually
there's real shit in there.
Really dark.
And you talk about the addiction stuff in there.
I wouldn't say addiction.
Or
unhealthy relationship.
Usage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But was that usage, that unhealthy relationship, that lifestyle, was there something about your journey as an artist that put you in that place?
I kind of came from the South, from Tampa, Florida, and I moved to Los Angeles. That was a culture shock for me. The way people interact with each other, the way they talk to each other, it was not like anything that I had really experienced. So I didn't off bat make a lot of friends. I didn't connect with a lot of people, which led to me ultimately being lonely at some point. And it's just me and my label. I'm just one young girl. My family's not with me, not around me. And so I think that over time, I just started to party a lot. And that just turned into, it's little things. It turns into, there's a bottle everywhere you go at every show. There's a bottle in your sessions. Anybody's like, you want this, you want that? And then you start to develop an unhealthy relationship with these things, and now I'm drinking too much, right. And on Denial is a River, I'm really combing through that process. You're witnessing me talk about my transition through Hollywood and navigating that and how it had negative impacts on me.
Her name is Doechii, and as you can see, she's amazing. She has a new project called Alligator Bites Never Heal. You actually have 2 other projects available on Apple Music that talk to me about those 2 other projects. Because were those before TDE? One was, I believe.
One is, it's Oh, the Places You'll Go. That was before TDE. I think that's for the project that really got me signed.
Right.
And then She, Her, Black Bitch came during TDE, and that was that EP. And then now I have Alligator Bites.
I want to spend a lot of time on you because now hearing the LA kind of journey, because there is kind of like people who are live and are from LA.
Yeah.
Which is very different than kind of industry.
Yes, it
LA,
is. Yes.
Right? It's very like, even people who are like from LA, live and like grew up in LA, they're like, yeah, we don't even fuck with, like, that's over there type shit. Were you even ever to meet kind of your own kind of crew, your own tribe in and around LA of real human beings?
Now I have, definitely. When I first started, it was difficult. I was just around a bunch of industry people, and I was navigating how to even identify a weirdo from just like, you know, somebody who's fucking normal. And so, I think I found my tribe now, for sure. And like, I'm not one of the people who are just like, oh, LA is just sucks. Everybody in LA is fake, because that's not true. I think you find your tribe, you find your vibe, and, you know.
Being as talented as you are.
Thank you.
The struggle of, I could sing. I could make a whole R&B album if I want to. I could make a whole hip-hop album if I want to, right? The way you present in video, on the cover of Paper Magazine recently, you know what I mean? Like, it's very avant-garde, artistic, you know. I don't, am I describing it right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Avant-garde.
How has that been as a creative? What's that struggle? What's that journey been to like get people to see your visions and believe in what you're trying to express?
It's been a journey. It's like I said about those lows and those highs, it's definitely been a journey. Sometimes I joke with my friends and I'm like, I shouldn't have showed all my cards. I shouldn't have showed people I could sing and I could do this and I could do that, because it's like, I think that, how do I word this? What I experienced was kind of like, okay, she can do everything. She can sing pop, she can rap, she can also dance and all this other stuff. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, where do we put it? This could be commercial, but this could be underground and da-da-da. And I feel like it just felt so scattered. You know what I mean? I felt scattered creatively, which kind of led me into that dark space that I was talking about, because it's just a lot to deal with. It was a battle between me figuring out myself as an artist and expressing myself through different ways in different genres. I have always done that for a long time, but navigating that with a label was interesting and different. And because I was trying
deadlines and they need things to fit for the business.
This is a business.
Yeah.
This is a business, and this has to, make sense. And so I think that I was trying to figure that out and figure out, do I fit commercially? Where do I fit commercially? Do I want to be commercial? Do I not? What does this mean for me? You know what I mean? I love to sing. I love it. But I also really love to rap. I think I've been trying to navigate this superpower that I've been bestowed with.
Well, I think, first of all, take your time.
Yeah.
Second of all, I think there will be fans and consumers that get it. And then there will be a large swath of a bunch of other people who they want to get it. They may not have time to get it, right? Like they got whatever they got going on. So they're just like, is the song good? Is it, do I like do I like the song? Do I not like the song? Like it's So there's different kind of, I guess I would, for lack of a better term, tiers of audiences, depending on what you're trying to do and how you're trying to run your business, right?
Yeah.
But all in all, from the people that I've seen last the longest in this entertainment business and still have themselves, it's about taking your time.
Yeah.
Right? It's about taking your time, and it's about finding your audience and growing with them and having your expectations managed based on, like you said, do I want to be underground? Do I want to be mainstream? What part of the game do I want to play? Right? And I think, Alligator Bites Never Heal, I hope for hip hop fans and just music fans in general who love hip hop, they may not be hardcore hip hop fans. They get into this and what you've given us and really are along for the ride.
Yeah.
Because we also live in a time where there's like this disposable music thing where you have artists that are just like every other week they put out a new thing and there's no everything sounds the same, or they're just kind of like, and that's what they're doing with their creativity. That's their business. But it has created, because there's so much of it, it has created a disposable nature to the actual music itself. So the barometer becomes, can an individual actually sell some concert tickets? Are people going to show up and see them, right? Or are people going to buy their merch and these other things, because there's so much music going on, and I think you're going to have that, because you are there's so much there.
Thank you. And I think like another thing that has brought me to where I am right now is I stopped asking those questions. The whole commercial, this and that, should it be pop, should it da-da-da. I think I switched my mind frame and my questions more so now is just like, what story do I want to tell?
Boom.
What story do I want to tell? What truths do I want to bear right now? What realizations have I had? What wisdom do I want to share with other people? And that is what has birthed this project. And I naturally gravitated towards beats that complemented the truths that I wanted to tell. That's it.
Love it. Love it. What Doechii, what's the origin of that?
It's just a name that, short story. It's the name that just kind of came to me years ago when I was in like 6th grade. It literally just came to me in a really dramatic way, an emotional way. And that was it. That's it.
And you stuck with it?
Yes.
But it gives you a happy, if it was a dramatic moment, does it remind you of a joyous time?
Yes, both joyous and kind of dark at the same time. It came with the realization of what I wanted to do in life and who I wanted to be. I decided early that I wanted to die happy, knowing that I tried everything and did everything in my power to live a life that made me happy. And I told myself I would take every risk and I would do whatever it took to keep myself happy. And in that instance, when I made that decision, I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to walk around worried about what other people think and living my life the way other people want me to live it. I'm going to do me so that when I die, I can know for a fact I tried my best. And then Doechii just came to me and I was like, period. Doechii, we're doing it. I'm rapping. That's it.
And what happened first, rapping or singing?
Singing, technically, I was classically trained. I did chorus for a long time. And I also sung in the choir in my church. So singing came to me first.
And then when was it like, I don't really want to be a singer. I'm going to get to these bars. Like, I'm about to really...
It never stopped. I never didn't want to sing or anything. I think I transitioned into rap through one of my homegirls. I saw her like recording herself one day after school. And she was like, let's smoke, let's freestyle in the car. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. But we was vibing. So we started recording it on our phones. And it just became a thing. And I just started rapping.
Is there an artist or multiple artists, like when you know, you were inspired by, or you know, someone that was really like flip the switch, like, I know I'm going to be in the music business, like I'm going to do this as my profession?
Two big artists for me. Beyoncé made me want to do it like as a business and be an official artist. I didn't know that you could be an artist without being signed. I didn't know being independent was a thing. And then I became a huge Kanye West fan, and his grind, oh my God, it just did so much for me. So Kanye showed me how theatrical and crazy it could get. And Beyoncé just showed me like pure performance etiquette and boss energy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you listen to a lot of rap still today?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so you're still a rap fan.
100%. You know, recently I've been into a lot of MF Doom.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I've been into a lot of MF Doom. West Side Gun. Love him. He's so talented.
Super.
So incredible.
Super.
Tyler, the Creator. Jay-Z. I'm from the South, so I didn't grow up on a lot of Jay-Z, but I recently went through all of his discography. Oh my God. I know everybody knows he's crazy, but damn.
But yeah, I think there's when you really get into like song for song on an album and get into
hearing
like
his
album
growth.
Yeah.
Wow, so incredible. He's so cool. And when he started putting on suits and rap and making rap like gangster, luxurious looking, like high class, I was like, let me put on a little collar shirt. Period. But yeah, I love hip hop.
Do you have a favorite Jay record or two?
Say hello to the bad guy. They say I'm the bad guy. Are you crazy? That one.
Yeah, let's play that. So how is it working with the legendary, infamous Top Dog? How is that?
It's good.
He seems like a good guy to work with. Like, things are very straightforward and very, like,
Yes.
there's not a lot of...
Yes, he is. He's very straightforward. It feels like working with, like, your uncle.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. Because he's, like, super funny, but he's also, like, very clear about things. And I come from a gymnastics background, so I'm very big on discipline. And so is Top. And so he's very big on discipline and rap and keeping me in the studio and making sure that I'm constantly pushing my pen and building my muscle. So
will there ever be a straight rap album or a straight R&B album? Like this has some R&B, this is mostly rap, but there's definitely some R&B influences and you singing on the album. Would you ever make a all singing album?
It's hard to say. Just when you said that, it made me think like, would you ask Lauryn Hill to pick?
I'd just ask Lauryn to put out a new album. We just get a new album.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably always rap and sing.
Yeah, I love it. Where does Lauryn Hill fall in your inspiration?
Huge. It's the first album that I had a physical copy of. I know it top to bottom. It molded me, honestly.
Yeah, that album, we just had this 100 Best on Apple Music, and people picked Lauryn Hill, and I think mostly because a lot of the people we had selecting songs were under 30 years old. And so Thriller came in at number 2. And also part of the assignment was like pick an album that's like has a theme and it's about something, and these other things. It wasn't just like chart position and these other kind of metrics. And I was really happy that Lauryn Hill got that.
Yeah. She's number 1.
She was number 1.
As she should be.
And you have a Black woman talking about pro-Blackness, and family and spirituality and like purpose and positivity, but the beats are dope, the rhymes are dope, the songs are dope. Like, it literally checks all the boxes of like, everything you could ask for in an album.
I miss that.
It's very tough accomplishment though. I'm sure you could talk about trying to get all your thoughts into an album when you have a lot of them, right?
Yeah. I think it takes like a lot of wisdom, but like so much bravery to be that vulnerable. I mean, she said everything she needed to say. You know what I mean? And it just makes me think about how I miss and I need vulnerability right now in hip hop more.
Well, you feel like everybody's lying.
Not lying. I just think that we're avoiding topics, Not everything has to be super deep. And there are artists who, of course, make deep music or whatever. I just think that, like, it just needs to be a balance of, you can have pride in what you've gained, but I think it's also important of talking about the things that you've learned.
Yeah. I think, hip-hop has always kind of had this problem, too, when you think about what you hear on the radio or what gets consumed by the masses. It's always been, club, debauchery, materialism. Very rarely, like when you go back to what went mainstream. Now in hip hop, right, we've had all types of ideas and perspectives in the core of the culture, but what actually crosses to mass consumption is a different conversation.
I think that's where I'm coming from, by the way.
Well, what I was just gonna say, but now because of streaming, right? Before streaming, you had to get to mass consumption, you had to get to the radio, right? Otherwise, you was in the record store, you was around the way, it was being shared, you know what I mean? It wasn't as, now things can go to mainstream consumption just based on people streaming it, which is both positive and negative if people aren't streaming the stuff that's more purposeful, right? Because that's really people's consumption habits in these streaming services, which is what's driving the charts, is indicative of what people want from hip hop. And that's always this tug of war. And by the way, when I say indicative of what people want, meaning the masses and what they're actually listening to, because it's all available, right? Like, it's all in there. It's just a function of mass amounts of people going to listen to it, right? And so me being in media for so long, I've always had this, kind of debate with cats where I'm like, yo, you're not in the clubs, you're not in the places, in the barbershops. The music you hear on the radio is what a lot of people are talking about. And then there's this kind of like always this push of like, yeah, but we got to push through and get more message in there. We got to get more balance in there. And I think that's still the problem today.
Yeah.
It's still a problem. It's very hard to get people to want to consume something that goes beyond the surface. I've always experienced that. And so you got to trick them.
But do you think that is particularly with hip hop? Because in R&B, it's a lot of feelings there.
No, not the feelings part, I think is easier. Love.
Got you.
Pain. These kind of regular, break up.
Yeah.
But I was more speaking to things that go beyond just the emotion into how the emotion happened. Why am I in this predicament? What caused me to make the decisions that I actually made, which is where hip hop gets to scratch around a little bit more because you can go a little bit farther, right, in the lyrics. When the audience, hopefully, who starts to engage with you and the audience that's already there, you have a lot of fans, but as new people come in, what's the thing about Doechii that like you really want people to pay attention to, or things?
When people look at me, my fans, just see the human in me. I'm human. I'm changing. I'm evolving. The ideals that I had when I was 16, I don't have those same ideals anymore, and that's going to reflect in my music. I think just find yourself in my music. Find parts of me that reflects parts of you, and take it where you can and leave what you don't. That's really it. I think just see me as a multifaceted human being just like you are. That's it.
Let me ask you this. Which one of the records on this album do you think is like the mainstream one that you think radio will play?
Like the most mainstream?
Yeah, or that you would intend for, that you intended to be like.
Oh, that I would predict? Probably Slide.
Slide.
Yeah. Or Wait.
Wait.
Or Wait.
I played Wait this morning on the radio.
Period.
What's the record on here where you tell the story about the dude and what
Denial is a River.
That is Denial is a River,
yes.
Right? And then we got to play Catfish.
Okay. That's my favorite.
Why?
I don't know. I was mad. I was mad. Like, I just felt like I got something out that I really needed to get out. Like, freaky little, sneaky little, creepy little. It was so good.
Do you get mad at you? Because you're mad on Catfish. You're also mad on boom-bap. How many records are you mad on here?
Okay.
Tell us why you mad.
I was kind of mad on Denial is a River, too.
Yeah.
I just feel like... I don't know, man. Like, I feel like...
I'm only laughing because when somebody go, I just feel like... I don't know, man. That's like such a... And then the high pitch...
I'm like, I told you, I'm really competitive at heart. I feel like the underdog. I feel like the underdog. And I just feel like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with my pen. Stop playing with me.
You feel like people playing with you?
Sometimes. Stop playing with me.
Because that's the real, that's some real rapper shit, right?
For real.
Well, no, some real rapper shit where rappers think somebody's playing with them. And everybody's like, nobody's playing with you. What are you even talking about? But they've created in their mind.
You playing with me for real. Like, don't ever forget it. Like, don't ever forget it.
Like, you're a real rapper.
And I feel
that's
like.
some real rapper shit.
For real.
This is why we'll never get an R&B out. Because she's ready to be mad, pop off.
Yeah.
There it goes. Doechii, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.
And and please, I'm sure you're gonna be out of here. You might be too busy to come back and sit with us, but we'll be here and we'll be asking and we want to support and celebrate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.